Hey guys, this is Troy with StayOnTheCourt.com. We are here to discuss the preparation for practice number 11 for my 5th grade boys basketball team. So, always feel like there's so many things that I want to do. One thing I'm going to insert into today is, the kids are they're just passing very sloppy. And, so I wanted to do something that had a lot of reps of passing, and there's a drill called machine gun passing, and I found that there's a couple different ways you can do this. I'm going to use one because I have a lot of kids. I think I'm going to have 10 today. I'm going to use one that is in Coaching Youth Hoops 5th grade basketball plan that I bought earlier this year. And when I saw this drill, I thought, oh, that seems like a good one, but I have not found time to fit it in. But it's really just, you've got one guy here. I will probably park him. I'll probably park him that way. So it's about a 8 to 10 foot pass. And essentially they just machine gun the ball. You line all of your other players up around the arc. Pass, get it back, pass, get it back, pass, get it back, pass, get it back. And then just rotate next person in. I think, depending on how they're handling one ball, I may put in a second ball. So we will see. If I had 11 kids, I think I was definitely going to do that. With 10, we'll see how it goes. I'm always trying to avoid any kids just sitting idly around. Want as little downtime as possible. So, anyways, if they can handle it, I'll put in a second ball and a second person, since we have most of our team there tonight, and that will be kind of what I hope will be a higher energy warm-up. Okay, so as you know, if you've been following along, I do a lot of kind of full court passing things. If my team has a little superpower, they are pretty good as far as, they got some kids that can run. We're not super skilled. So if we can beat someone down the court, that's what we want to do. So I've done probably 3 or 4 different varieties of kind of full court passing. And what I'm trying to stress to these kids is I want them to pass the ball up the court if somebody's open. So this is, I think his name's Coach Brost, B-R-O-S-T. And I don't know if you can hear this. Get my little head out of there. All right, so essentially what they're doing is they have the lines underneath each basket, and they're essentially having the rebounder come in, pitch up to somebody. So we'll have to start it with people underneath the basket, and then we'll have to seed it with 2 people up here about mid-court, come out, rebound, pitch the ball up, they go get their layup, and then the person who was under the basket who pitched the ball ahead needs to come running out over to around the key area on the other side of the court. Then they circle out this way, and then that next person that's coming in from the other basket gets the rebound, secures it, and then pitches it out to that person running out, hopefully timing it so they're on the run for a layup, and then they're going around to the 3-point line, and then they become the receiver of the pass. So we'll see how this works. I probably shouldn't be throwing multiple types of these drills at the kids. I'm trying to figure out which ones work best. But that's what we're going to do today. We're going to try that one out, and that should get everybody moving. Again, I've got 10 kids and only one coach today, so anything I can do to keep all the kids involved is a good thing. So that's going to be number 2. Sideline out of bounds. We may just quickly review that since we went over it on our last practice. Then I may sneak in our sideline or our baseline out of bounds, which I want to talk to them more about how to play defense on a baseline out of bounds. We last year used a 2-3 zone against a baseline out of bounds. I wasn't going to do it this year, but the kids started doing it on their own, so we're gonna go with it. All right, then we're going to move on to either a 3-on-2 to 2-on-1 continuous drill, or just do a continuous 3-on-2. 3-on-2 to 2-on-1 tends to work a little bit better for this age. I tried the continuous 3-on-2 last year. Didn't go that well, but I may try it again. Something to get the kids, a lot of reps in making decisions in an advantage situation, trying to get them to make the pass to the open player. So next, if we can get to it, I want to do something with zoom action, which is not really a screen away action, but it is it involves essentially a dribble at, and if you're dribbling at the wing goes down and screens for the 4 or the 5 on their side of the court, and that person comes around for a handoff, and that starts the action. So something to, if we're having a problem getting the ball in or passing it to a wing, something to allow us to have some other kind of set action to get into our offense. And then I have probably 3 or 4 kids that I feel like can come off that screen and either get their shot or definitely put the offense back on their heels and hopefully, train them to make the right pass out of it. I don't think I'm going to get to any of this back cutting work today. I'll probably talk more about defense. I want them to understand, when they're on defense, they need to have their hands up. We're probably going to scrimmage our A team at the end of practice, so I want them to concentrate on getting back on defense, maybe even touching the paint, and then finding their man. Our big problem is allowing layups, so we've really been stressing to get back and guard the basket. We have one particular kid who's my biggest kid who's had a problem fouling the last couple of games. So I'm going to stress a couple things on defense. Just, when you're closing out somebody, sprint out and sit, rather than a lot of times they want to lunge at the player and, they get out of position or they foul. And then also when, they're down by the basket, whether it's helping at the rim or a post up or at the end of a drive, just, walling up rather than, trying to reach over and block every shot. And that's where we're getting into trouble with fouling. And I've had to take one of my kids out a couple of times due to fouls. And that's pretty bad because we have 11 kids and we rotate in and out a lot. So anyways, that's about it. The last thing is talking about rebounding. My kids are just, I call them, jumping frogs, where they're, jumping at the ball and getting out of position. I keep telling them that I would just assume that they never jump and just take space and get position. So I was able to watch some film of our last tournament game, and that's what I noticed is they're just straight up on every rebound, and I want them to bend their knees, get into one of the players from the other team, and just take space. Take space, and then go after the ball. So if I don't have time to do a drill, I'll even do a drill where I want them to let the ball, box out, and let the ball fully drop to the ground. But I don't know that we're going to get that far today. If we do have any extra time, because again, we are going to probably scrimmage our A team for about 10 minutes or so at the end of practice, is I do want to introduce a press, which I think the kids will be excited about. Just a 2-1-2 press that's going to be pretty conservative. And obviously at the same time, that's going to allow us to practice our press break. Since we have 10 kids, we can rotate them, pressing and practice breaking the press. So we'll see how that goes. And then, I almost hate doing the scrimmage since we have 10 kids and could scrimmage against ourselves. I hate having kids sit on the bench during practice since we have such little practice time. But, we'll see how that goes. So that is what we're looking forward to for practice number 11. If you're interested in any of these drills, I've got spreadsheets after spreadsheets of different drills. Or if you're interested in me doing these live on YouTube for planning, I'm certainly open to that. Let me know at stayonthecourt.com. You can get on the email list there, or you can email me at troy.wallace@stayonthecourt.com. All right, that's it.